everyone, my name is Nate. This is Throttle Only. Behind me I have a Tesla Model 3 Performance. Let's check it out. Okay, so getting straight into some of these details on this beautiful Tesla. Let's go ahead and start with this color. So this color is going to be a two-tone wrap. It's going to have Miami blue and gloss black accents. And it looks so good. All right, so starting with the MSRP. So if you're going to get a new Model 3 Performance with no add-ons and the included silver metallic paint color, it's going to cost you $53,240 US. Also, kind of a side note, if you want some discounts, use my referral code. I'll link it down below in the description box. Also note, if you're buying one new, you could qualify for a $7,500 tax credit. Go ahead and look at Tesla's website for more information. So this is going to have an automatic transmission and dual motors. It has electronically controlled all-wheel drive. It also has 480 horsepower and 487 foot-pounds of torque, and it can go 0 to 60 in 3.1 seconds. However, keep in mind, as the battery depletes, the 0 to 60 time becomes slower, but not dramatically. It also has a top speed of 162 miles per hour if you are going to track this vehicle. And it also has an estimated range of 315 miles. However, please keep in mind, once again, that reaching this actual number is pretty unlikely. There's a lot of physics that go into it, but as long as you have some home charging, you should be fine. All right, so here we are at the front of the vehicle. Let's go ahead and start with this hood. This hood is gonna have this beautiful gloss black, and you're gonna have a Tesla badge delete here. Usually the badge will sit right about here. As we come onto the sides, you're gonna have two body lines that extend all the way towards the front headlight on either side of the vehicle. It looks really nice, especially in this Miami blue color. It makes it pop just a little bit more. And then looking at these headlights, we've all seen these riding around. They look really good. I am a fan. I'd give it maybe about a 7 or 8 out of 10, however, for its design. And as we come on down, this will be your amber indicator right there. And as we come on down just a little bit more, this is a modification. This is going to be a sequential turn signal right here. Moving towards the center of the vehicle, there's not going to be anything whatsoever, no venting up top there. But as we push on down, you will have a front camera that was added to help see what's in front of the vehicle. I think that Tesla really needs to add that. Hopefully they will soon in the future. And then just below that, you are going to have some venting there to help cool the battery. Some more venting here on the sides to help cool those brakes and these tires. All right, so let's go ahead and look at the side of the vehicle now. Let's go ahead and start with these wheels. So these wheels are going to be the Uber turbine wheels that you can buy on Tesla's website. These are going to be standard for the Tesla Model 3 Performance. They are very nice, but they are going to decrease your range, of course. This is going to be the Performance model. You are also going to have performance brakes, and the caliper is going to be red, and it's also going to say Tesla on there as well. You are going to have some pretty nice tires that are going to come standard with the vehicle as well. And then as we go ahead and look up from there, you are going to have a camera on the side, an LED indicator, and this one has a small modification here. Just has some carbon fiber that's been wrapped over that camera system there. As we move on down, you're going to have some nice body lines there as well. There's going to be one up top here, another one down below. There's no side skirt or anything on this particular modded Tesla, but I think it would look really good here. Then looking at these mirrors are going to be pretty standard mirrors, but they did add some more carbon fiber pieces there as well. And then these door handles are pretty cool because they added a auto presenting modification on there, and it also has an LED strip that will blink if your turn signals are on as well. So just like a standard Tesla, you walk up to the vehicle, perhaps a Model S or a Model X, those doors will present themselves. It's the same case with these, but since it does have that weird system where you do have to push on one side, these will only pop out on one side instead of fully popping out for you. Then as we come on back, you're also going to have the same thing in the rear here, which is going to look pretty nice at night. And then up top here, you are going to have another camera that's going to help with your autopilot and full self-driving systems and stuff like that. So we also cannot forget this beautiful glass roof. It is not going to be like the Model Y or the Model S where it extends all the way back. You are going to have a partition or a hump, a pillar in the center that's going to divide the front seats and the back seats, but it still looks very beautiful. And then looking further to the rear, you're going to have your charge port door back here. You can either push right here or use your phone, or also use the infotainment inside to open it and charge either at home or at a supercharger station. Okay, so now that we are at the rear end of this vehicle, let's go ahead and start with this spoiler. I really like how this looks. It is real carbon fiber, and it's a pretty low profile spoiler as well. It will add to that lower coefficient drag that pretty much these Teslas are known for having. As we look at this window up here, you are going to have your third brake light that is going to be housed right here, and then you are going to have some warmers just in case you need to go ahead and defrost your window in a cold morning. As we come on down from that spoiler, there is supposed to be a badge that sits right here with that nice Tesla logo emblem, but it has been removed on this. I think it looks pretty clean. There is also supposed to be a dual motor with a red underline that is supposed to sit right there as well, and that has been removed. And I think it just looks a lot cleaner without any badges. No one needs to know that you are in a performance model. They try to race you, you'll smoke them. So down below from that, you are going to have a Model 3 sill. I believe that comes with the vehicle if you buy it from Tesla's website. And then let's go ahead and look at these tail lamps. These are going to be your standard tail lamps. There's nothing that has been changed with these. I think it looks really good, and it's very bright at night as well. And you are going to have your red indicators there as well. And your rear camera is going to sit right here. And then looking all the way down, you are going to have some sequential turn signals that look really good. It kind of looks like they're arrows pointing to the outside. And then below that, you are going to have a diffuser. It doesn't have much dimension to it, but it is there, and that is going to be stock. Okay, so before we move on, I need to talk about the key system here in the Tesla. So you can use your phone, which is going to be recommended, but you'll also have a key card when you buy your Tesla. And you can also purchase a key fob from the Tesla website, but I'm going to go ahead and use the app to show you some of the features here. I'm going to go ahead and click that, and then the vehicle will go ahead and show up there. So up top here, you have some quick controls that you can use. There's media, there's unlock, you can control your AC. If we go to controls and go ahead and hit that, we can open our front trunk, our rear trunk, lock the vehicle. It will also show us which doors are open, which is pretty cool. And then we can also flash, honk, start the vehicle, and then also close windows there. As I go ahead and go back, we'll go ahead and hit climate. It says it is 102 degrees Fahrenheit inside of this vehicle. You can also turn on the heated seats and your heated steering wheel as well. You can also crack the windows, and then as we scroll, you have some other AC options there as well. You can defrost the car. You have camp mode, dog mode, and then cabin heat protection on as well. You can also have your location. Go ahead and open this up, and it'll actually show you where you're at. This has summon as well. Schedule here is for charging the vehicle if you're using a Tesla charger at home. And you also have security. You can turn on Sentry mode and then also view live cameras there as well. Different upgrades that are available for the vehicle. Service, roadside, and then you also have other information there as well. So primarily you will use the phone as your key, and it will best work if you have your location settings set to always allow. This is an electric vehicle, so it's going to have a front trunk and a rear trunk. We're going to go ahead and use the app here to go ahead and unlock the rear trunk first. And so it is going to have an automatic liftgate in the rear here, so if you are buying one, it is going to be automatic, which is nice. So there is a decent amount of room back here. And then underneath, you are going to have a bit more storage as well, just like every other Tesla here. And then you are going to have a pretty small pocket here on the side as well for some extra storage. I'm gonna go ahead and put these seats down so I can show you how much room there is. All right, to do that, go ahead and pull in the back, place it down, and here. So this is about how much room you'll have with the seats down. You are gonna have this hump here. Unfortunately, it is not a hatch, so just keep that in mind if you're trying to load a bunch of stuff in, and then you are gonna have a slight incline right here as well. Okay, so there is the room with the rear trunk. Let's go ahead and open this front trunk here. So this will be a modification that was added to this vehicle. You can go ahead and use your app to open it, and it actually opens automatically. This is not something that comes standard on a regular Tesla Model 3. So there is a good amount of space here in the front. And this also has another modification in the front as well. It has some LED light strips that surround the barrel there. I'll go ahead and show you what that looks like at night. I think it looks pretty cool. And then so you can also shut the front trunk as well, since it is automatic, which is very helpful. Okay, so there is a lot of space in the rear. There's a lot of space up front too, but can I fit myself at 6'1" behind myself in the back seats here? Let's go ahead and see. So honestly, it is not too bad whatsoever. The first thing I noticed though is these seats are super comfy. They look like marshmallows. I love this beautiful white, but they are so plushy and comfortable. It is absolutely ridiculous. I have tons of leg room. My feet have enough room as well. You do have some pockets here on the back of the seats for some storage. There's some hard plastic here on the back of the driver and the passenger seats as well. And then looking at these doors, there's some hard material up top, just a little plush there. And then you do have this Alcantara type suede material in the center, and then some modifications here, some accented carbon fiber around the window switch here. And then you'll also have a speaker right here as well, and then a small storage cubby. Down below here, you're also going to have a illuminated door sill, which looks pretty dang good at night. And you are going to have some protectors here, so there's no scuffs or anything that happen to the interior trim here. Additionally, you are going to have some pretty nice floor mats on the bottom here. This is going to be a modification as well. I have similar floor mats as well. These are going to be by TuxMat, and they work very well. Also in the rear, you are going to have some nice carbon fiber pieces around your venting. You are going to have two USB Type-Cs back here, and of course this beautiful panoramic sunroof, but you are going to have this area in the center here, and that is going to house some lights for you if you want to read in the back, or you just need some extra light. So that pretty much wraps up the interior here. Let's go ahead and take a look at the rest of the vehicle. All right, so let's go ahead and start up front here. We'll start with the passenger side door panel. So you might notice there is some red right here. So that is just the plain color of this Tesla before it got this wrap. So looking at the door panel, pretty similar to the rear doors. There's some material right here that is a little bit soft touch. You are going to have some white trim here, as well as some chrome aluminum type look. And then you will also have some suede type material here as well, and then some more carbon fiber accented pieces there. And then you are going to have a pretty decent sized area to hold a water bottle, and then some other items as well. Your speaker is going to be housed just down below from there. And then as we move on in, so here are some more of those floor mats. These are going to be from TuxMat. And then more of these beautiful white plush seats with some automatic controls down below as well. The glove box will be right here, and to open that you will have to use the infotainment. And this is what it looks like, someone 6'1" sitting in the passenger seat. There is honestly plenty of room here. And as we go ahead and move on down here, you might notice that there are no frames here to our windows. And if you look closely, there are going to be double pane, so it'll be able to isolate some noise from getting into the cabin there. Same look of the doors on this side. Very nice looking materials. More of that carbon fiber and that micro suede there. illuminated door sill, nice mats, and then these beautiful white seats here as well. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the rest of this interior. Okay, so sitting in the driver's seat of this Tesla, let's go ahead and talk about the center console area here. So starting with this cover, so this is a mod as well. You can remove this, and underneath there is some very nice carbon fiber that goes completely back and all the way forward. Looks very nice. The center console is also very deep as well. If we go ahead and open that up, there is a decent amount of room in there. And you also are going to have this small area here that has an indentation, so you can fit a bit more items. And then just in front of that, this is going to be where you can place your key card. That way, if you do not have your phone or a key fob, just go ahead, place it there, and then you can unlock the vehicle to drive. You are going to have some cup holders just in front of that. And this section here is also going to be a modification. You're going to have 2 USBs and then also 2 more USB Type-Cs there as well. This area you can just go ahead and push, and then it will reveal some more storage underneath there. And then just above that, you're also going to have 2 areas for wireless phone charging. Okay, so let's talk about this center screen here. So this center screen is also going to have a modification as well. So you are going to be able to swivel this any which way you would like. Left, right, up, down, to the side, whatever fits your likings. Another thing that is a modification is going to be this steering wheel. This steering wheel looks very beautiful. First off, it's a Yoke steering wheel. You cannot configure a Yoke steering wheel just yet on Tesla's website. Maybe they will do that in the future. We'll see. But not only is this a Yoke, but they also have some carbon fiber accent pieces pretty much throughout this entire steering wheel, even on your turn signals and your drive selector up top as well. And I think it looks very good. I don't mind the Yoke steering wheel whatsoever. I'm going to go ahead and skip this just for a second, and we're going to go ahead and talk about this trim right here. I think it looks very nice how it extends all the way through the vehicle, and there's some nice indentations there as well, just to kind of show that it does have a little bit of premium styling along with it. Just above that, you are going to have your venting, and that is where all of your airflow is going to come out, which you can configure in the infotainment. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to the infotainment here. So let's first start with this giant section here, which is going to include your maps. So I do have it on satellite mode here, but you can toggle that here on the right side, and then it will bring up just your standard maps there. You can also toggle your traffic, and then if you want specific names, you can toggle those as well. And then charging stations that are nearest you, you can also toggle there as well. And then looking here, this is going to show your vehicle. You can adjust the image and all that stuff later on, but this is where it will display. You can open and close the front trunk, you can lock the vehicle, open and close the rear trunk, and then open and close the charge port door there. If you click down here, you'll have a bunch of controls. You can adjust your specific profiles if you want, if you click there, and then you have some other profiles. And then also under controls, you can fold the mirrors, you have child locks, window locks, you can open the glove box. You can also control the wipers, adjust your mirrors, steering. Recording is for your dash cam, and then this also has standard security, which is called Sentry mode. Under pedals and steering, it's just like what it sounds. Acceleration modes, you have chill and sport. Steering modes, you have comfort, standard, and sport. And then stopping mode, you have creep like a regular vehicle, roll, or hold. You're also going to have a track mode here as well if you want to be taking this on the track. Then it'll limit some of the items here in the center display, and then also change how the vehicle reacts. Under the charging section, it'll show you your current percentage of battery, and then you can also adjust where you want to charge. You can also open and close the charge port door there, and then also adjust your amperage if you're charging at home. And then you can also schedule when you want the vehicle to actually charge as well. Moving on to autopilot, this has a lot of options here. It will also change depending on if your vehicle has the full self-driving capability or not, and this does. So I do have the full self-driving beta activated, and then as far as lane changing, I do have it as assertive. And then You also have lane change notifications. I just have it on vibrate. And then you can also toggle a minimal lane change if you don't want it to be bobbing and weaving. And so since this does have full self-driving, you will also have a summon option that you can use, which is pretty cool. And then just a bunch of different items here. Emergency lane departure avoidance, automatic emergency braking, obstacle aware avoidance, traffic aware cruise control chime, and green light chime when you're sitting at a stoplight. If we move on to locks, pretty simple as well. So this will have the ability to link multiple phones or key cards just like this one. And then you can also buy a fob on the Tesla's website and link that as well. And this is where you will be able to do that. And you can also have it when you walk away from the vehicle, the doors and windows will automatically close, unlock it on park. And then you can also link your garage as well, so that when you pull up to your house, it'll just automatically open the garage for you. Looking at lights, this is where you're going to adjust all of your lights, auto high beams, headlights after you exit, steering wheel lights, ambient lights, that sort of stuff. And if you want to change some stuff about the display, this is where you do that. You can adjust some brightness. Clean screening mode is pretty cool. If you hit that, then you can clean the screen without having to toggle different items on the display. You can adjust how you want to visualize your time. You can adjust how you want to visualize your time, energy display, distance, temperature, and tire pressure. Also, we'll show you some trip data. Navigation information you can change here as well if you want navigation volume on or off. Automatic navigation, trip planner, online routing. Bunch of your safety features here. There's that Sentry mode at the top there. That is going to be your security system. Camera-based detection. You can also disable Sentry sounds. View live camera via mobile app. That will allow you to use your mobile app and actually view all 4 cameras at once if you have the latest software updated. And then this is also where you can delete some of your dash cam clips or format your drive. And then you can also select whether or not you want the glove box to have a pin. And then just different service information, owner's manual, software information. You can also change your vehicle color there as well. And then any upgrades that are available for your vehicle. On this bottom section here, you're also going to have some more information. So if you go ahead and click this, this is going to be for your AC climate controls. So you do have front and rear controls. Right now I am on front. You can turn it on or off right there. You have defrosters up top. You can adjust whether or not you want it to have low or high speed. You can also schedule it to come on or off at a certain time. You can also keep the cabin at a specific temperature. Dog mode is the same thing, as well as camp. This will also have a heated steering wheel and heated seats as well. You can also turn that on to auto too. Looking at the rear seats, you can toggle all of your seats on or off just like this. All off right there. You can also turn on the rear fan. And then lastly, at the bottom, you have some favorites that you can put right here. I just have phone, Spotify, the cameras, which look really good. And then I also have trip data as well, so I can visualize how much energy I'm using. And if you click these 3 nodes right here, it'll bring up some more icons right there. And then you're also going to have a theater mode, arcade mode with a bunch of games, and then a toy box, some stuff you just can mess around with. And then your volume control is going to be right here. And then your mixer, you'll have to click this, and then you can adjust everything as you would like there. Okay, so now let's talk about this steering wheel real quick. So this is the Yoke steering wheel. The Model X and the Model S's have these, and it's a pretty nice steering wheel. This one is going to have a carbon fiber all around it. You're going to have your same buttons that you'll have on your standard Model 3 and your Model Y. It is not going to have those touch buttons that you might see in the Model S or the Model X. And then with that, you also have your shift lever on this side and then your wiper controls on this side. Okay, so lastly, let's go ahead and talk about this head-up display here. So this is going to have a touch screen on it, so you can change the center area here if you would like, and it is going to mimic a lot of the things that this will show you. So let me go ahead and open the door here. And as I do that, you can see that there is a visual representation that the door is open, as well as right there. As I go ahead and close the door, and there you go. So I'm going to go ahead and put it into drive just real quick. And then as I do that, you can see that the front camera automatically engages, which is pretty cool. Something that I also noticed with this front camera that other vehicles might not have is that regardless of whatever speed you're going, you can still activate the front camera. So if you're on the freeway going 85 miles an hour, you can still activate that front camera and it will show what is there. It's not going to be very useful, but nonetheless, it is there. I'm going to go ahead and back up just a little bit. All right, so let's go ahead and look at some of the other items. So you do have tire pressure here as well. As we scroll, you will have navigation. This is going to have its own Bluetooth as well, so you will have to connect to the Bluetooth on here and the vehicle. You can toggle the front camera there as well. Go ahead and swipe down and go back. You can turn off the screen. It has Apple CarPlay, Apple Music, applications. That is a very long application section, but you can look at YouTube as well. And then as we go back, you also have car settings. If we go back to the regular screen here, you're going to have miles per hour here, as well as here, horsepower, and then another miles per hour once you are in drive. Very interesting. Okay, so we're in the Tesla. Let's go ahead and start off with a 0 to 60. We are in sport mode. Oh my gosh. This thing is ridiculously fast. So, of course, all of this horsepower and this torque is going to be available immediately. It does have electronic all-wheel drive, so it is just extremely fast and quick off the line, even in wet conditions. There is another mode in here as well. It has a chill mode, so if you don't want to go super fast and break your neck, or maybe you have passengers who are older, or maybe you're carrying stuff you don't want flying around, hit it into chill mode, and that's going to bring that acceleration time extremely lower. Just pretty nice. You're also going to have this giant touchpad here. It's a 15-inch touchpad. It has its own Wi-Fi, maps, traffic data, all of that good stuff. Of course, you're going to have autopilot as well, full self-driving too, which is a $15,000 option. So if you can't afford the $15,000 option, there is a subscribe option as well, which is going to run you about $200 a month, which I think is a little bit more manageable. So, I mean, the next question is it worth it? I personally think it is worth it, especially if you're in an area with traffic, or maybe you have a very long commute. I think you'll really enjoy having full self-driving. You can just hit the stock twice and it'll go ahead and navigate to a specific destination that you have inputted into your pad here. Or if you just push it, it will also just continue down the road at a set speed that you have indicated. Another thing I want to note too is, while I have this engaged, is the screen will show a lot more data than just standard autopilot will. It's very interesting because you can see on the other side of the road, cars coming, you can see signs, you can see trash cans, stop signs, stop lights. A lot more data is shown on here, and I think maybe that's just to give you a little bit more comfort while engaging this, because it is a little trippy, especially when you first start out with this. So some other things about this vehicle: seats are extremely comfortable. It's like sitting on a sofa. There is an incredible amount of visibility as well. These windows are massive. As far as road noise, there is some road noise. We also don't have an engine, so that is to be expected. I think generally people are going to have their music playing anyway, so I don't really think that's an issue. And then as far as cornering and stuff like that, it is extremely good with cornering, and especially because this battery sits at the bottom of this vehicle. It kind of reminds me of BMW M vehicles, going around corners and stuff like that. So overall, I really love this vehicle. I think that if you're looking for one of these, just make sure you have home charging or some place to regularly charge it, because if you're relying on Tesla chargers, it's gonna be a pain in the butt, and you're probably gonna want to sell this, sell your vehicle, and that's honestly what happened to me a couple years ago. So I just like to warn people, um, just make sure you have some way to constantly charge it and not have to worry or rely on other chargers. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please consider subscribing, consider leaving a like, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.